86th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select.
That's So Dolphins Talk with John Baker and Trigga Trey Proctor.
We check your pulse if you're not fired up.
Dude, are we good?
Dude, we're the best team in the league.
If you don't have eye black at home, you better go get some eye black.
Oh my god, we're back.
Hello and welcome into another edition of That's So Dolphins Talk. Got myself Johnny Bake Show and the co-pilot Trigga Trey. Week 11, the worst week of the season, is over with, and it ended up being the best week of the year because everything worked in our favor. The Fins not only won on the bye week with everybody in the division losing.
What?
We ended up winning this weekend.
What?
Hard Knocks tonight.
What?
7-4-3.
What?
Gosh, if we're 7-4 after that now, we can come back and blame it on me after that.
Dude, did you just put no? Because here's the thing. You have been so scared of this Jets team.
I'm
the last
terrified.
10 weeks. 10 weeks.
I've been so terrified of the Jets, dude. I'm so scared.
Which we'll get to. But yes, dude. Bye week is over. It was so long.
It was a long bye week, but it was such a good bye week.
We didn't.
It was so good.
But we didn't get any healthier.
No, we might have gotten more injured.
Yeah, literally everyone we thought that was coming back off the bye basically didn't.
It makes sense though, since we got a short week. I
did see that Achan would have been limited. He would have been limited. So that's
they didn't. I know that they didn't rule him out. They said that he's not ruled out for Friday.
And he had pads on. I said to Josh, I think it was, he had his pads and helmet to be like, if they needed him to play, he probably could have pushed through or been serviceable. But it seems like they wanted to err on the side of caution. But like, I'm just getting a little worried because it just seems like where there's a leak, there's got to be a problem with the pipe. And he's got a leak in his knee. A leak being something going on with that knee. And I'm worried there's a problem in the whole pipe and the whole plumbing system.
Well, I would say yes, but McDaniel said yesterday he's had no injury history on any of his legs. So I don't want this to be first of many. I want this to be the first one. I want this to be one and done. But I know it doesn't feel good. But
the dub feels good. We're coming off the dub.
The dub does feel the dub. So here, it's an ugly win. It's not a feel good win. The statistics would probably tell you, outside of the turnover ratio, that we handled them pretty well. The game just did not feel like that. I mean, the game did, but it didn't.
It was like a weird. I was never worried. It was weird. I was never actually worried about the game. But at the same time, I was super disappointed in the way we played. There was no instance where I was like even on that final drive, I was like, I have no worry that we're not going to stop them. Like, I felt like they had no shot unless it was penalty ridden. But I don't know. It just felt like it felt like we were in control of the game. But one thing to think about, and one thing that's kind of got me a little giddy as we go into week 12 is that's a game that the Dolphins lose. Every other, for the last 17 years, that's the game they lose.
Oh, 100%.
And it felt good to, yes, turn the ball over, but get that, those games are going to happen. Mike McDaniel said it in his presser when we scored 70. He said, there's going to be times where we have to carry the defense. There's going to be times where the defense has to carry us. That was one of those games, and that's really been the last couple of weeks. And the thing that I think is worrisome, not worrisome, but the thing I think that frustrates me about the national media and, a lot of the fan base is that when the offense is doing well and the defense is maybe not picking up the slack or playing its end of the bargain, no one cares. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, defense will be fine. We'll score 70 a game. It's fine. Mm-hmm. But when that flips and our defense is able to carry us through games, why is no one saying, oh, the offense will be fine, the defense will just continue to carry us through games, like, I'm not worried. But it seems like everyone's up in arms because the offense has had a couple down weeks.
I mean, yeah, the offense has had a couple down weeks, but they still had over 400 yards of offense.
Which the Steelers haven't done in, however many some games or some shit like that. I think it's been, the last like 30 games or something that haven't had 400 yards of offense.
If they just take away the turnovers, they probably win that game by 3 scores. So
Correct.
I it's I'm concerned. The thing that concerns me, I guess my biggest takeaway, which is my biggest concern, is that this is back-to-back games where we've shot ourselves in the foot. And I don't want that to be a running trend because we're now in the heart of the season where the games matter. So like we can't be doing that's not playoff football. And the like insane stat that like we're 5-1 or 4-1 or something like that. And when we lose the turnover ratio, like that doesn't make
Makes no
sense.
sense. Yeah.
Um, but I don't like that stat. I really hate that stat. I don't want that to be a thing. I don't want to turn the ball over. It just feels like that they've kind of really shot themselves in the foot the last couple weeks. And I don't know if they're just pushing so hard they want it, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. We're gonna see it tonight on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, maybe they'll peel behind the curtain, peel behind a little bit, to kind of figure out what in the world's going on with. And I mean, I know what the narrative, the answer is going to be. It's they're not worried about it, and though if they're not worried about it, why should we worry about it? And like that may be true, but also like we have got to figure out a way to. Um, I'm not going to say protect the football. I'm going to steal what Dan Orlovsky says: value the football. Like I'm not saying we need to be safe with throws, but I think we need to continue to make sure that we're making the right decision. And if
Mm-hmm.
there's a play that a turnover happens, but it was still the right decision, it was a hell of a play by the defense, then we still made the right decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one thing I like. I hope comes from this offense. Fumbles are inexcusable. We can't continue to have those. I think I saw some crazy stat too. It has like 9 fumbles this year or some shit like that. And he's only lost like
Yeah,
one of them.
yeah. Not a great stat. I don't like that stat. I don't want him to lose the football. I mean, I guess it's better him losing the football than it is him getting hurt and being out, but I don't want
Yeah.
either. So,
And yeah, so I think that's probably my overall takeaways. I thought offensive line played well. Um, I thought, you know, Eichenberg had a pretty solid game with the exceptional one or two plays that, from a pass game standpoint. I'm not,
mhm.
I don't know how he looked in the run, but in terms of protection, I thought he played okay. Armstead worries me. I do not think he had a good game again.
Yeah, it's
Um,
worrisome. Very worrisome.
but yeah, that's kind of my overall takeaways.
Yeah. Before we get into the good, the bad, the ugly, and all that, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Make sure you're following Trey at Sad Fins Fan on Twitter, and you're following the Podsky at _Podsky. Um, and that we'll just hop right into it here. We got the Dolphins did win 20-13 was the final, and yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the good for me is the fact that obviously we got an ugly. It's an ugly win, but that's a like what you said. That's a game that we've historically lost a lot, and I can't tell you how many games we've sat and watched the Dolphins piss away a game like that. And I guess there's a lot of resolve in this team. They don't give up. They don't ever seem to get down on each other. Like when everything's not going well, they don't seem to quit. They seem to rally around that. And I really like that. That's probably the only good that I can really muster up out of this, other than the fact that my word, Jalen Ramsey, what a savior he is to this team. And I might have to say it, but I think the defensive MVP is not Jalen Ramsey right now. It's got to be Bradley Chubb for me.
Yeah, dude, that leads right into my good. Bradley Chubb is becoming as advertised. I literally now get excited to watch him rush the passer. I don't know what's clicked for him. He's clearly a listener of the show and knows that we have been down on him, and he is finally kind of as advertised for us. Jalen Ramsey, we said it since the injury.
Mm-hmm.
Just hold down the fort till we get our unit back. And we're finally relatively healthy defensively. We're extremely healthy defensively, actually. And it feels good to feel good about our defense. The thing that I'm starting to realize now, and I think everyone needs to start to understand that Vic Fangio, it feels like in his defense and in his games, offenses are literally going up and down the field. But
Mhm.
then I look at like the stats, and we held them to 38 yards rushing. We were fine against the pass. I think we had 1 point. I think going into the fourth quarter, they were under 200 yards of total offense. Like
Yeah.
we were actually playing great defensively, but sometimes with his defense, it just feels like we're not. And that is just something I think everyone has to get used to. But yeah, good for me is Jalen Ramsey. And it was great to have Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips and Christian Wilkins. I mean, the unit as a whole is balling.
I totally agree. I think that Wilkins has really shown up. That defensive line is playing very, very well. The secondary is very healthy right now. I feel that having Ramsey is so huge and important because they don't have to put X out on an island every single play. He can
Right.
be on an island on parts of the game, but it's not every single play of the game now. And I feel like that's immensely beneficial. And I'll save my last one for the stock up. But the bad for me is just that I would say that it's ugly, but I really want to save it. I have one for the ugly. My bad is that the fact that we are leaving points on the field and we're turning the ball over a lot. And it seems like it, for what you said, that it feels like the defense isn't playing good. I think that that's overshadowed by the fact that the offense isn't playing as well. So we instantly think the defense isn't playing as good when they literally have just done the same thing they've done the last 3 weeks and they've completely shut people down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the bad for me, I agree. It's got to be the turnovers. Seems like we still have like flashes of brilliance in our play calling, but I, I'm a little worried play calling wise. It just seems like we're getting a little predictable. I feel like I know when that read with the wheel and
Mm-hmm.
sit down is coming. Like I feel like I can tell when that's coming, and if I can tell it, damn well defense coordinators can tell when it's coming. Um, but the other side of that too is that you know I think not really the other side, but I think like Mike gets so stuck. Our best drives have been when we are distributing the football, staying balanced. We go into we finish a drive with four receivers having a catch or eight different players having a touch, whatever it is. That's when we are at our best on offense. When Tyreek was out, I thought that was some of our best flow we had offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Cedric Wilson, Jalen Waddle, down to Ahmed, into Julian Hill, who screwed us. But I think that like we've got to find a way to have Tyreek on the field, but also be able to distribute the football and not like give into the urge to want to give him the football every single time. It's working. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But man, I think like longevity wise, it just feels good to be able to distribute the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. I feel that I have two things for my ugly, and that really what you just said led me right into it. The ugly is the fact that I feel like McDaniel is tied to the fact that he has to get Tyreek 2000. And it just feels like everything is so forced that we got to get it to Tyreek. I don't care who else is open. We got to go to Tyreek and we got to go to him early. And I feel like there has to be some more balance to it. I agree. I feel like the best drive that we put together was whenever Tyreek wasn't out there. Like Waddle looked like the Waddle of old. It felt like it was like, whoa, like where's
Mm-hmm.
this guy been all year? And it's like
Yeah.
because he's not hampered. I feel like I understand that there is a cheetah effect and like Waddle's gonna get his in spurts, but he like still he's got the gear, he's got it. Like it doesn't seem like we always get that. And I feel like another guy like Craycraft didn't really do much. I mean, he was wide open.
Oh
Uh,
my God.
he was so open he should have had a touchdown to have missed it. But I really like the added wrinkle of making Cedric Wilson a part of the offense. I just feel like sometimes I don't know. I feel like he's put out there in bad situations. Like we all know when it's coming. And I think, and yeah, so like the ugly for me is that we're getting a little too predictable on offense, and it feels like it's tied to the fact that we got to get Tyreek 2000.
Yeah. My ugly,
I already know what it is.
Jason fucking Sanders, and this special teams unit as a whole needs to be addressed.
They need to be all
Dude.
fired. And next year, none of them should be on the team. Danny Crossman, he is a
Go.
layover for years. Later, brother. Jason Sanders, kick bricks. Jake Bailey,
Get him all on the Oopski, get it ordered and ship him out of town.
get him an Uber
I
XL and get him at.
I do not want them on this team. I don't want them on this team now. I
No.
want us to sign, but it's got to be talked about. It's going to lose us games. There's times that I would rather go for it on 4th and 12 instead of kick a 51-yard field goal.
Oh no, I agree.
And that is such a problem.
If we're kicking on the left hash and it's like 4th and 12 and we're on and it's going to be a 51-yard field goal, go for it. Just, I don't even care if you run a draw. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I will care about that, but
I'd rather
like,
you punt. I'd rather you punt.
I'd rather
want to watch him miss.
I'd rather Tua just get back there and somebody standing at the 1-yard line, Tua throws it right at him and it just be a punt.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care.
Yeah, I can't.
The special
It
team
worries me.
is an Achilles heel for this team right now. I don't like it.
I don't like it at all either. And the other ugly for me is Jerome Baker's effort. Oh, actually, I have 2 more uglies. This isn't like an overall ugly. It's just 2 plays that are ugly. Jerome Baker on that that long catch by
Renfro.
If you could play clown music over top of him running around with his giant neck, like can't move, like nowhere near. Meanwhile, Wilkins, all 300 of him, runs past Baker to make the tackle.
Yeah, I know.
Not a good look.
Not a good look.
Chalk that up to a loaf of bread. Okay. The other ugly. No idea what that pass was from Tua to Waddle. I want to defend Tua.
They did talk about that. It was I know that it's supposed to be a choice route, and Waddle, whenever he got to the top of the route, he was either supposed to go to the pylon or he was supposed to do the dig. And Tua, whenever he threw it, Waddle hadn't made his decision yet on where he was going, and he chose the wrong route. Like, it was supposed to be a choice. McDaniel and Tua both said that we had a miscommunication. It was supposed to be a choice route.
Okay. Well,
that doesn't make you feel any better. I hate that
it was the first
play. It was the first play of the game, or first play of the second half. But I know, because I was pissed when that happened. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me! What are we doing?" And then McDaniel was like, "Look, that's a choice route." Waddle had made his decision up by the time Tua already threw it, and then he made his decision, and it was too late.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Never mind.
And then McDaniel said it's a play calling issue. Everything seems to be a play calling issue.
Yeah. Thanks, Mikey D. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks, Meg. Yeah. But yeah, so we got stock up, stock down. The stock up for me, my biggest stock up. I mean, my stock can't get any more higher on Jalen Ramsey. I mean, it's pretty evident that dude is. My God, that guy is special. Like, I've never seen a corner play like him before. He's amazing. But I think the real stock up here is Kader Kohu back in the slot.
Yes. Feels good to have Kohu back in the slot. Let me just tell you that much. He looked great. Our secondary as a whole has looked great. And we still got some in the chamber with Needham. Javon Holland has started to find a nose for the football again. He seems to be coming around. I like to see that.
He's coming around 10.
He's coming around 10. The defense as a whole is stock up for me. I don't
mean to cut you off, but I am a little bit worried about snap count for David Long.
Yes.
We need more David Long. Don't take him away. Lord Fangs, don't take him away. You finally gave it to us, and he's playing phenomenally. Don't take him away. Bring him back. Bring him back now.
But I ain't worried about that hammy.
I am a little bit worried about him. Maybe that's why.
What are we gonna do about Shaq Leonard out there, though?
Well, he has to clear waivers because of that contract. So the news today, so we're recording this a day late, so we apologize. We are a day late, but we're Shaq Leonard was put on waivers by the Colts. His cap hit is enormous. He is owed $16 million this year. So whoever picks him up has to pay at least $6 million this year. He is owed $17 million. And then the following year, he's owed $19 million. And from what I read is that teams do not want to take that on, obviously, and he will become a free agent. But from what I've been hearing, so shout out Reason, and this makes me a little nervous because anytime Reason has brought people up, it's not happened, is that Akeem Hicks has been talked about for the defensive line, and that would be a huge, big rotational piece for the defensive line. So I don't know if that is in the works. I know that Lord Fangs had talked about, he had mentioned Hicks because they have a past in Chicago, and he's been brought up in conversation and he has talked to Hicks, but I don't know if Hicks wants to play this year. So that's my little, I have no insider knowledge, but that's John's insider seconds.
Brought to you by Palmetto Auto. If you want all your car, Jesus, John.
Brought to you by H&H Chevrolet.
So yeah, David Long does worry me. Anyway, stock up for me is Tua's injury points on Madden because old boy took a shot ski at the end of the half.
He did.
And season was over. I was waiting for Mike White and his huge neck to just come trotting out there to thank God that Tua played did jiu-jitsu in the offseason because I'm pretty sure he took a shot ski and I was a little worried. Just a little worried. I was the most worried I've been during the season with his injury history. Stock up for me. This is a weird one. Durham Smythe, who did not play, and it was evident that he did not play. He's a big piece of this offense, I think, that people are kind of forgetting, even in the run game. He's got a little, dare I say, Travis Kelce in him with the way he's able to block and catch balls. So not comparing them, but I'm just saying
he's
doppelganger.
He is a unsung hero of that draft class.
Yeah,
that a lot of people will overlook.
For sure. And stock up Liam Eichenberg, man. He had a pretty good game at right guard. We've been down on him. We've been down on him. But
he was
had
on
a pretty
Uber
good game
for
at
a long
right
time.
guard. He still is. That did not save his job, but stock up.
But stock up.
I better get no Liam Eichenberg coverage on Hard Knocks. I do not care. Do not go back and watch him play ping pong with his dad. I don't want to know nothing about Notre Dame.
You don't want him to. You don't want him to be good.
Do not feature him. If I see, I don't even want him to have subtitles in the background of someone else's conversation. Get Liam Eichenberg and Jason Sanders off of Hard Knocks. If it happens, I'm going to be livid.
Stock down for me. Teron Armstead, that's back-to-back not great games from him. Had a holding penalty late in that game that was really important. So I love Armstead. We know about his injury concerns we've already kind of talked about a lot lately, but he's usually been a solid anchor and a go-to guy that you can always count will have a good game. He's had 2 bad ones. So I don't think that's a trend. I think those are outliers, but I just, based off play, I have to give him a stock down.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree with T-Steed, stock down. I think you gotta go stock down on oh God.
Oh no.
I just lost it.
Oh, worst case.
Oh God. Oh, our running back room. Sorry, our running back room. So Ahmed is injured. So
he's on the IR.
He's on the IR. Brooks
might be back,
but that leaves Jeff Wilson, who has been stocked down all year, and Raheem the Dream Mostert, who has an injury history of his own. So I'm a little worried about the RB room. Wouldn't mind just putting some feelers out in free agency if there's any free agents out there.
Daryl Henderson was released today by the Rams.
He is a chode. I do not want Daryl Henderson on this football team. I need a little bit more speed.
A little more speed.
A little more speed.
Hmm.
So that hopefully A-Chan. Ever since he changed his name, dude, if you would just stayed at A-Chain, you would have been made a chain.
Would have been off the chain.
Would have been off the chain. But that's really it for Stock Down for me. Everyone else that's been down stayed down. And
Yeah.
All right. Put a bow on the Raiders.
Yep, that's bow on the Raiders. We're on to the Jets. They play Friday at 3:00. Weird time. Friday at 3:00 on Amazon Prime. I've been saying all year that I'm nervous. I'm not nervous the fact that we have to face the Jets offense, but this could be a classic Tim Boyle game. You never know. I can't believe I just said that. But
I cannot believe you just said, dude, Tim Boyle. I saw a stat today on McAfee of Tim Boyle's football career, including it's not
a great one.
I have no idea how he's in the NFL. I have no idea. I'm sorry. There is no way that you can tell me that RG3 is not as good as Tim Boyle.
I know. I'm just nervous because I'm not nervous for the defense facing that offense. I'm afraid of our offense playing that defense. And I know that the trend that a lot of people have been picking up on the fact that, the last 2 weeks, like there's a lot of try and there's a lot of effort on the Jets defense. And as the game goes on and it gets worse and worse and worse by the offense, they start to give like a little bit, they start to fade and their effort starts getting lower and lower. And it hit an all-time low last week. And I don't want them to rally around the fact that they still have a chance. I'm just saying, like the style of defense that they play, Saleh knows, McDaniel, like he knows how to shut it down, and he's got the pieces and everyone to do it. Like the Jets defense is a very good defense. It's not a good matchup for the Dolphins. Great matchup defensively against our offense. Awful matchup for the offense. And I know that this is a primetime game. It's the only game, and that only spells bad things. It's away. It has the recipe to be a disaster offensively. And I'm not wishing any juju. I'm not trying to put it into the universe. I'm just trying to say, I just want to not be disappointed. I don't want people, there shouldn't be an expectation that we're going to steamroll them, because I think that it will be an ugly, close game. I think we score 17 points, but I don't think that they score 17 points. Seriously, I'm not joking.
I think we don't handle,
we don't handle physical defenses very well. Historically.
I think we put up 35.
I think 17's our max. I think we win 17. I legitimately think we win 17-6. Which is not a sexy stat line. That's not what we want to hear.
As long as we're eating a W. I don't care if we win 3-0.
Well,
okay, let me just tell you that. But what I do care about is keeping Tua healthy through this game.
Keeping him healthy is very important.
We get up 2 touchdowns, get him out. Put Mike White in there because they ain't scoring. Get him out.
I don't know about all that. I'd love for the game to be over at halftime. I'm not saying it will be, but I'd love for it to be over at halftime. But I think that
do you really hold on? I want to go back just real quick.
Okay.
You think that Sauce Gardner, the brothers Williams, and DJ and JJ, these guys are looking at Tim Boyle and saying, let's rally around Tim Boyle?
I don't know. I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying, like, it's a possibility. Like, there's still a chance they're living for the fact that Aaron Rodgers could possibly come back. Like, that's all they're fighting for.
Yeah, but Tim Boyle is Joe Flacco of last year. Not even like good Joe Flacco. He's Joe Flacco from last year. Joe Flacco is probably a better quarterback than Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
Today. Like, not even in his prime.
I know.
Prime for prime.
I know. Prime for prime. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to just be one of those weird games where we're going to struggle offensively and the defense is just going to win it for us.
I'm telling you right now. If we have another offensive showing that is subpar,
Yeah.
gonna start getting real loud because we're gonna be on HBO. That'll be 2 straight weeks of the offense being subpar.
Yeah.
It start getting real loud. So hopefully we got the Peaky Blinders on because I'm just letting you know.
Hopefully you got your blinders on. You got to keep your blinders on. I'm just saying. I feel like this is a classic. I've been feeling it all year. I'm nervous. I don't like it. My butthole's puckered. I don't like it. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I think that the Dolphins win. I don't think that a Tim Boyle led Jets offense is going to beat the Dolphins, but I'm my fear is there's going to be a bad offensive showing, and that's the last thing that this team needs at this point. Even though for the fact that these other teams have not beat winning teams either. So,
dude, I saw a thing that Levitard did a thing this morning. I would steal their thing. They said, "Does anyone else think it's hilarious that the only good team the Chiefs have beat is the team who they say has beaten no one?" So what does that say about the Chiefs?
Yeah, I know.
All that shit is so stupid. There was 2 matchups against teams with winning records this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it doesn't matter. Like we can't help teams that are on the schedule. Like we can't help
you play to win the game.
You play to win the game. But I tell you what, it feels like a win. I would love a Black Friday win. Get a little turkey up in me on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. A little stuffing, little pumpkin pie.
What?
A little bit mashed tatties.
What?
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. Oh,
lamb, hog, ball. Turkey.
But I can't. I'm gonna get all that on Thursday, and then Friday we're gonna get a nice little dub. It's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be right with the world. Then we're gonna come back. So you might even get. I don't even know when we're recording for the game afterwards, but it's gonna be a dub. So you're gonna get doubled. You're gonna get doubled up, and That's So Dolphins talk for the week. And then we're gonna get to experience all of it on Hard Knocks, which is tonight, which is coming literally in less than 2 hours. We're 2 hours away from it. And I'm super excited for it because the last time we had Hard Knocks, it was with Joe Philbin and him picking up gum wrappers on the field. So I feel like this is going to be a way better season than that was. And we had Chad Johnson getting cut.
We had 1 week of awesome Chad Ochocinco. Man, we were so high.
And we had Vontae Davis had to call his grandma. Or was it his mom? Because he got traded. It was his grandma. Because he got traded. That was not a good season. I'm hoping that this is a way better season.
Dude, can I tell you, I rewatched Ochocinco get fired. How hilarious is it that Joe Philbin is firing Ochocinco for distractions while talking to a literal distraction in Hard Knocks?
Yes.
So I'm going to fire Ochocinco for tweeting, but also you're getting behind the scenes coverage of me firing this person.
I mean, Ochocinco allegedly did hit his wife in their driveway. Headbutted her.
Is that whatever happened with that?
I don't remember. It's been so long. It's literally been 10 years? 12 years?
I do not condone that. So.
We definitely do not condone that. I'm excited for the season. I'm ready. I'm excited for the in-season edition of Hard Knocks because I'm ready to see we all know what it looks like on the field, and we see it all over social media and all that. I'm excited to see what it looks like inside the building. And I feel like this is a nice little arc for everyone to hop on that Fins train and stop being so negative. And I think it's going to lead to a lot of good juju for the big games.
I think
the last 3 games, the end of the season.
This is good for the football gods because we are delivering their gospel to more people.
That's what they want.
I think that's what they
signed
want.
up for it. We wanted it. Did we? I don't know.
We did not.
We at least accepted it.
We at least accepted it when no one else wanted it.
Unlike the Jets did.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that was bad juju because they were so against Hard Knocks.
Yeah, we can't. We're on Hard Knocks. And in 2 of those games, we play the Jets. We sweep the Jets because of Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks is mad.
Yeah.
Hard Knocks is calling in the Buffalo Wild Wings button. Sauce is going to get... I'm so excited for Sauce to get called out for holding 8 million times and get so many flags never thrown on him. I'm excited for Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey because they're going to be hilarious.
Mhm.
I need as much Tua being funny as possible because he cracks me up.
Yes.
And please keep Liam Eichenberg and Jason Sanders. You can give me Blake Ferguson. I like Blake Ferguson. But
Yes.
everyone
Fergie is
else in
good.
that special teams unit, get him out.
Get him out. No, I'm very excited. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm really excited for I think Tyreek and Waddle are going to be really good together on the show. I really think that a sleeper on there might be Javon Holland. I think that also the Jalen's who have been playing out of their mind are going to be great too. I think this is going to be great for the Dolphins. I think
I'm
that it's
excited for
going to.
Sam Madison coaching content, Wes
Oh
Welker coaching
yes,
content.
yes. Very excited for that.
Yeah.
I am very excited for that. There's a lot of good things. There's so many good things. A lot of things we haven't seen for a while. We're going to see a lot inside the building. Super excited for it. It is on Max, so if you don't have Max, get the app. It ain't hard, and you're
Use
gonna end
promo
up.
code That's So Dolphin. No, we are not.
We ain't got no promo code. Please enter promo code the Podski or a 30-day free
Speaking of
trial.
which, Max, if you are listening, we'll put a little Max logo right here.
We'll put the little Max logo right down there. It'll be big.
I'll put it right over the whole screen, like Ricky Bobby driving behind Fig Newton, because I sure do love HBO Max.
But yeah, I'm super excited for Hard Knocks. I can't wait. I'm excited that we'll have the only game in town on Friday. So don't forget the game is 3:00 Friday, Amazon Prime. And yeah, I think we covered it all, man.
Fins up, baby.
Fins up.